Charges against former Minister Zizi Kodwa and his co-accused Jehan Mackay have been withdrawn. This decision was announced inside the Specialized Commercial Crimes Court just a short while ago. Watching developments for us is SABC News reporter Zoleka Qodashe, who joins us now live from just outside the courtroom.
It is the end of the road in the Palm Ridge Commercial Crimes Court for Mr. former Sports, Arts and Culture Minister Zizi Kodwa, as well as his co-accused in the case, EOH Executive Jehan Mackay. Now, you'll remember that this matter stems from various fraud and corruption allegations leveled against the former minister. As a result, he had to step aside from his position in the 6th administration as well as in his political home, the ANC. Now, this matter has been postponed on various occasions. You'll remember that the last time they appeared, there was an expectation that the representations, or there was going to be an outcome from the DPP, Andrew Chauke, in relation to the representations they made to have their charges withdrawn. Of course, now we are here today because we were awaiting those outcomes of those representations. Of course, as you correctly mentioned, those breaking news that the charges have been withdrawn and the NPA can no longer proceed with the matter. This despite the NPA previously saying there were prospects of success and they were confident in the case that they had presented before the Magistrates Court. But what we can expect now is that, of course, you might have heard Zizi Kodwa there saying that he will now resume his duties in the ANC. You'll remember that he was an ANC NEC member when he stepped aside. Of course, now confirming that he will resume his duties in his political home. Of course, he is no longer part of the executive now in the 7th administration of the GNU, and so it remains to be seen how he will be tackling some of those challenges. But of course, he confirmed that he will be resuming his duties as a member of the ANC. But what we may say that this is the end of the road, but Technically, as you heard Pindi Njonondwana there saying, the NPA spokesperson saying that there are prospects or there are chances for people that are interested or interested parties in the matter to then write to the National Director of Public Prosecutions, Advocate Shamila Patoy, if they would like a review of this decision. If that is the case, if any such circumstance arises, then what we can see is that or likely to see is that the NDPP will then go through the same process that the DPP went through in looking at the docket, for example, and looking at the representations that were made by the two co-accused, the accused in the matter, and reviewing those decisions until coming to a determination. But for now, it is the end of the road for the former Sports, Arts and Culture Minister and his co-accused Jehan Mackay in this specific court.
Yeah, and just to emphasize there, Zoleka, Pindim Jondondwana, also saying there that they can't really go into the substance, if you like, that essentially provided reason for the DPP to withdraw this particular case, which I found very interesting.
What was interesting, I think, Ayanda, as well, is the fact that, as you correctly mentioned, she said she was not able to divulge those details because this matter could still be reviewed by the NDPP Advocate Shamila Patoy, should any interested parties choose to have the matter reviewed. But for now, and she did mention that there were new circumstances that had arisen, despite previously saying that they had prospect, or they were confident of their prospects of success in the matter, now saying that there are new circumstances that have arisen that led to Andrew Chauke, the DPP, reviewing the decision to continue with the prosecution against the two accused and then deciding to withdraw the charges. Of course, Ayanda, as I mentioned, that matter can still be taken up by interested parties, and I suppose that's why she chose not to divulge those specific circumstances that led to the decision of the DPP.